Okie dokie, welcome back everybody. We've just done the quarry. Time to do the Shady Woods. I think it's the like official name for it. Do they have official names? Maybe like in the achievements they're called something. Oh, I just remember there's a thing here as well, isn't there? Yeah, how does it work? Do I have to be far away? Yeah. Cool. Very nice. I guess that's just darker in that shape, yeah, it is. I was wondering if it was like a shadow or something, but no, it's just the metal is painted or something. I'm doing pretty well on some of these. So I wonder how many I'll have left to collect at the end. Okay, so this is the end of this, right? Where there's the gates. Yeah. I think I vaguely remember trying to solve this, like, through the gates, thinking I'd be able to. Before realizing that I had to go over here and do some more stuff. Where's the start? Here? Nope. No idea. Where does it start? This is getting deeper into that area for sure. So further back this way somewhere. Is there a panel back here somewhere? I don't think there is. There's that one that goes through that door, but I don't think there are any solvable panels on the other side. Where does this begin? Maybe it does start down there. Okay, let's go open that door. I could, of course, try following the cables. Oh, there is one down here. Okay. 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 Avoid the shadows. Probably miss loads of audio logs too. And then my shadow's in the way. That's a good joke. There's an interesting, so this area kind of explores like a nature versus like man kind of thing. Yeah, like man-made things. Because in this case, like what we're doing is avoiding the natural part of the landscape, which is the trees. But here, like, we can't see the whole shadow. Sorry, we can't see the path because there's a man-made thing in the way. It's almost like the puzzle was constructed before the door was placed. If I get rid of the door, the shadow gets out the way and I can see the rest of the puzzle. So I'm only avoiding the shadows of natural things. Like, like almost suggesting that there's like a sense of time here, that things have changed over time. I guess lots of things suggest that, right? Like the fact that there's even wood being processed in this place. Yet at the same time, the sun doesn't move. Like, there's clearly no real passage of time. I mean, things obviously animate and such, but I don't think this is really a place that has evolved over the years. Maybe it has. Like, who knows? Like, maybe, sure, the time of day doesn't change, but still, like, it might be a place that people can come and live and work and do things. Okay, so this takes us back into the quarry area. It is really odd that there's like, this opens a second way into there, which can make you avoid those two gates. But then I guess they're not the only kind of gate here, because you also have to go and solve like a star puzzle down there, and you also have to go and solve a couple of puzzles on there as well. So there's quite a few puzzles that try and make sure you know what you're doing before you work on that area. Okay, and here we've got it again, but this time we can't move out of the way. We've got the trees, but we've also got this metal structure at the top. So I've got to ignore the metal structure, and that gets more and more complicated each time. This, maybe? Cool. Not sure I understand the, like, why this mechanism would be like this. Like the door. Okay, similar thing. Tree's getting thicker. Is it a tree? What is it this time? Yeah, it is still a tree. It's a very peculiarly shaped tree. That thing. It's just a thick branch of it. Although, I guess, like, maybe branches have fallen off or something. Oh, not that one. This one. Like that? Yeah. And then gets harder and harder. So I think this is the fallen branches, right? I guess we can just stand at the puzzle and look towards the sun. Yes, those fallen branches. So you could like inspect backwards to try and figure this out. Around the back of here? This way? It's hard to tell for sure. No, okay, that's wrong. Oh, this is the sneaky one where you're supposed to just go directly around the corner, isn't it? Because on that side, there's nothing blocking it, so I can just go around that corner. Very sneaky. Okay, where do you go? Oh, to this one. Yeah? Yeah, this one. Where's the sun? There's the sun. Okay, so this time it's actually a mix of both. There's some branches on here as well. But I can't go directly there this time. I think I have to wind around stuff. Like this, maybe? Cool. Cool, cool, cool. And then we split off into two directions where we explore two different ideas. This is where we invert the idea. And then we're following the branches, but they get increasingly more out of shape. Is that because the puzzle was placed before, you know, like a while ago, and the tree has just changed shape over time? Is that the idea? I've seen some people really struggle with these, whereas to me that feels like it matches closely enough that it's not really an issue. Like, yeah, it gets a little bit more deformed over time, but still, I can see the pattern here. It's this, right? So yeah, is it that the tree has changed shape? Or was the tree always that shape and the puzzle was designed just to be, like, close to the shape that's being drawn by the tree? I mean, it's sort of an odd question to ask, because obviously the puzzle was designed by the people creating this world, the developers of this game. But yeah, whatever. Okay, this one. This way? Okay, this one's a little weird. I think it maybe does that, and then that. No, I'm wrong. Okay. Does it just go along the bottom, across that way? Yes, it does. Okay, yeah. Definitely gets fuzzier, for sure. All these trees chopped down to get this wood that's going to get taken into the lumber mill and then chopped up and then turned into buildings. Is that the last one? That goes down. No, got this one. Oh yeah, I remember this one. So you follow the tree, but then there's a break in the shadow. So actually you want to just cross the gap. You're not actually following the branch, you're following the shadow. Oh yeah, the break is because they're actually two separate branches as well. But the shadows meet there. It's not about the actual structure of the tree, it's the secondary property of the shadow itself. Okay, one side open. I think I also maybe ended up trying to solve this like in this state for a bit. I'm not sure. It's hard to reflect back however many years it's been. 2016, I think this game came out, so 6 years. But it was like early in the year, so like almost 7 years now. Okay, we've got to do these ones. Okay, so this explores like more of like obstructions, but now the shadow itself is like casting onto the obstruction. Like the man-made obstruction. So it's again that idea of like, okay, maybe the puzzle was placed before this. And then that was placed afterwards, but obviously it's part of the puzzle, so it's kind of a weird thing to suggest. But I think it wants me to do that. Cool. Like following the shadow that's on the metal bit as well. Because that shadow would fall on there if this weren't in the way. And so we're going to keep doing that. So in this case, what shadow would fall on here? If the metal weren't in the way, it would be a shadow like this. Yep. That bit there. That bit going up is that bit there. This bit along the edge is that bit there. And then we've got this one, which is this post. And because it's at like a different angle to the thing, it's all warped and weird. But I mean, it's like a zigzaggy shape. I can kind of approximate that, I think. Like this, like this. Yep, cool. That goes into the keep. That door up there. Okay, so this is fun as well. So this is slightly different. Like this is behind the thing, so it's not been placed in the way. Somehow, like it's like to the side of it. Somehow, like this shadow goes off the edge of the grid and goes onto that metal thing. And the fun thing is you can actually see that the post has been knocked over sideways. So it's like the puzzle was standing upright and has been knocked to the side. And that's why things don't align up. So instead of actually starting at that point, we're starting two spaces over and following the line. And that line goes out onto this metal thing and so on. But the others, they hadn't been like moved like that. But there's going to be another one that reiterates this point at some point, I think. So we start here. Actually, what does it do? It goes like that. So, yeah, okay. So, like this, I think. Then we're following. We don't go all the way to the edge, so, like because the starting circle in the shadow and this bit of the light bit in the shadow aren't in the same horizontal position. So that means we don't go all the way to the start column. We go to here along top. Yay! Oh, maybe that is the only one that like explores the thing being knocked over. It's a bit like the one in the symmetry area that was like twisted around. Okay, here, okay, the thing that's blocking the view is actually a tree. So actually this starts to, although it's not a tree, is it? It's just a piece of wood that's standing up. Okay, so that shape, sure. Sure, can I remember that? Like this, maybe? Yay! So yeah, this is where the wood would get collected and taken into that lumber mill area from last time. Oh, here we go. Here's one that's been knocked over as well. So that's okay. This is fun as well because the shadow is cast over this rock. So it looks very odd. It's all like deformed and warped. So do a little bouncy up, a little zigzaggy around there. Go there. What? Bouncy up, zigzaggy around there. Ooh. Bouncy up, zigzaggy around there. Does it look like this, maybe? Okay, it's like that. Cool. There's something around here. There's like a secret thing here somewhere. Like a secret path. Oh, hello. Hello. So there is. Hello.
In a sense, what modern physics is to the history of Western thought, Zen is to the development of the Eastern worldview, the ultimate refinement of more than 2,000 years of incisive debate, discussion, and critical development. Yet the difference between the two could hardly be more marked. Whereas physics is interested above all in theories, concepts, and formulas, Zen values only the concrete and the simple. Zen wants facts, not in the Western sense of things that are measurable and numerical, which are in fact abstractions, but as living, immediate, and tangible. Its approach to understanding is not to theorize, because it recognizes that previously accumulated ideas and knowledge, in other words, memories of all kinds, block the direct perception of reality. Therefore, Zen adopts an unusual approach. Its buildup involves language, which is unavoidable. Any method, even if it turns out to be an anti-method, has first to convey some background in order to be effective. But the way Zen uses language is always to point beyond language, beyond concepts to the concrete. David Darling, 1996.
Right. I mean, I said earlier that I don't think this game tries to be opinionated about anything, and I think that's still maybe true. But I do know that Jonathan Blow is into his like Eastern philosophy and Zen stuff and Buddhism and so on. So I think it does like have a little bit of an opinion on that. But then that's just the opinion being expressed in the quote. Or it's not even an opinion, it's just a comparison, right? Okay, I just did that one without talking about it. It's just what's on this thing, on this wooden plank. It's just broken up because it's not solid wooden plank. It's not complete, I mean. Has this one been knocked over? It has not. So that's interesting. This is one where the shadow is to the side of the thing, even though this has not been moved. Kind of curious, huh? Kind of curious. Has the wood been moved? That doesn't make sense because the shadow is independent of the wood. What is casting the shadow actually? This shadow here. Good question. What is casting that shadow? The leaves of the tree? Oh yeah, it's that tree there. Ugh. Sure. I find it unlikely that that would cast that shadow, but sure. I think it's like so far away and not detailed enough that I couldn't really question it enough. Okay, so this is just a weird one because the two parts of the shadow in different places. It's just kind of odd that they didn't make this a one that's been pushed over to the side. Like maybe it's been moved or something. I could see that actually, especially with the way the cable comes in, that bit there, and then feels like it's been dragged that way, and so the cable's like taut to this bit. Like rather than just like coming in through that, like why would it not come in through that one and go straight into this? Almost like it's supposed to be positioned here, but they moved it over. That's possible, I guess. It's also possible this has just been moved as a whole. It's pretty wedged into the ground, I think. Anyway. Oh, okay, complicated one. Did it go down? I think it did. No, I got it wrong. It does do that, so it goes up, around, along the bottom, up, left, zigzags up. Oh, zigzags up there. Okay, I got the... I think I went too far to the left, so I think it does this, then that. Hey, nice. I think the problem with all the audio logs and all kind of... I mean, it's a problem with philosophy in general and spiritual stuff is... And I guess it kind of mentioned it in this quote, is like, you have to express it with language, and it's so fuzzy, and it's so hard to like, for two people to communicate about those kinds of ideas, and understand what each other's saying. They just have two completely different pictures in their mind. So like when it was talking about, physics and, theories, physics being about theories, and then Zen being about the concrete. Okay, but what do you mean by that? And how do you even actually come to a conclusion about what you mean by that? Like that's true even with like talking about like consciousness and experiencing. Like I've read like a little bit of philosophy around that stuff, and just reading philosophers writing about it, I can see that philosophers have different understandings of what those words mean. And then also reading like kind of layman discussions about it as well, everybody has different ideas about what the words mean, and so it's impossible to like really agree on or even come to understand what the other side is trying to say if there's some kind of discussion or argument being made. Like a lot of people think of consciousness as like as being kind of tied up with the kind of the thinking and feeling and all that kind of stuff. Whereas I believe that most, like, I think to some degree this has become a bit more normalized, and people in the field of philosophy, and people do tend to talk about consciousness itself in a particular way. But it's like, so like, yeah, I like the, and I think the way that is, that the way that has been, like, what it's been normalized to is like, it's less than that. It's not about the thoughts and the feelings. It's purely about the like experiential nature of things. But that's also hard to describe. What do you mean by that? Like, there's this term of like qualia, like the sensation of a color or the sensation of a sound, like that, just the the fundamental existence of that sensation. So when philosophers talk about consciousness, they're usually talking about that like underlying, what I mean. So there's a, like, the most, I think, famous like paper on this topic is like that tries to kind of get down to the roots of what it is we're talking about when talking about consciousness, is a paper called well, is this the title of the paper? Like, what it is like to be a bat, which like tries to phrase it in terms of like, like, it's possible to imagine being a bat and like flying around and doing what a bat does, but the actual experience of being that bat is its own like fundamental separate thing, which I don't think is like really like narrows it down fully, but like that's part of the discussion that has led to some kind of understanding or common agreement about what is meant when talking about consciousness. Like, another place that this is like language is really difficult is with when talking about free will, and what does it mean to have choice and all that kind of stuff. It's like, well, everybody means it in a different way, so it's impossible to really like have, it's really difficult to have conversations about it. It's certainly difficult to listen to audio logs in this game and really know exactly what it's talking about. Hey, look, there's a lady in the shadow sitting under a tree, but it's just some stuff. Is that her hand? Oh yeah, and there's this draped over the tree. That's cool though. All right, and now we combine the two ideas together. So we opened up one half of the gate with each half of this section, and then this puzzle applies both of those halves. This one definitely took me quite a while to figure out. I was like, oh, okay, I could avoid the shadow, so I go down here and do this. Oh, but then I have to go through a shadow. It took me a long time to realize that what's happening is I'm switching between the two on each half of this puzzle. So avoid the shadow, follow the shadow, avoid the shadow, follow the shadow. Ta-da! And then what have we got on this texture? Okay, it's just like tree shapes. Does that make sense? Like branches. Woohoo! So I think when that quote was talking about the concrete, what it's talking about is that yeah, kind of the same thing I was just talking about, the kind of experiential concreteness. Like, the only thing that's really concrete is the, I don't know anything about Zen. Maybe it's worth putting it on again, actually, and we can rethink it given the things I've just been saying. There are some of these audio logs end up being really long, so those I might not play twice.
In a sense, what modern physics is to the history of Western thought,
Yeah,
Zen is to the development of the Eastern worldview.
sure.
The ultimate refinement of more than 2,000 years of incisive debate, discussion, and critical development. Yet the difference between the two could hardly be more marked. Whereas physics, is interested above all in theories, concepts, and formulas. Zen values only the concrete and the simple. Zen wants facts, not in the Western sense of things that are measurable and numerical, which are in fact abstractions, but as living, immediate, and tangible. Its approach to understanding is not to theorize, because it recognizes that previously accumulated ideas and knowledge, in other words, memories of all kinds, block the direct perception of reality. Therefore, Zen adopts an unusual approach. Its buildup involves language, which is unavoidable. Any method, even if it turns out to be an anti-method, has first to convey some background in order to be effective. But the way Zen uses language is always to point beyond language, beyond concepts to the concrete. David Darling, 1996.
Beyond concepts to the concrete. Oh, I was looking for this. There we go. Oh, that adjusted me a lot, thank you. I think there might be another one here. Maybe made out of the other color plant or something. Or the purple. Oof, who knows? Oh, yes, hello. Neat. I think there might be more. Not totally sure. It would be cool if there were more. But yeah, I don't know exactly. If this doesn't feel like it changes density or has enough of like a variation in height to make a puzzle. Yeah, I'm gonna say it doesn't. I also wonder how true that is. That feels like a very the quote that we just listened to. It feels like a very like absolutist way of splitting up the like Western and Eastern worldview. That maybe I don't know is ignoring a lot of the detail of of what Western and Eastern worldviews are. Like it feels like the kind of thing that somebody who is really getting into Eastern philosophy and Eastern tradition would say, but a Western person. I don't know exactly. Anyway, let's maybe do. Let's do a little bit more environmental puzzle hunting. Although I don't really want to go into the town. Are there any more around here that I haven't seen? I guess there's some over this direction. And there's some over here, I believe. Although I don't really want to do this area yet either. Actually, I'm not sure. Oh, there's one on this bridge, isn't there? Is this bridge one? From a certain angle it is, right? From what angle? Huh. From like high up? Or was it just from the angle I was looking at before? Like, no, that's a terrible angle. There is no high up though. So it has to be like this. Then this and this are too far apart. It's like I need to be like up there. And it ends here. Do we need to be like on a wall? Or on a rock? I can't walk on this rock. From where do I see this? From that building? I would guess not because of the fence posts along it. Oh. Oh, maybe I do just do it from here? Somehow? It's clearly getting close, but... Or maybe it's just telling me, yeah, you're on the right track, but like... I'm not in the right place. Unless we see the ending. It must have to be somewhere else, right? Because it doesn't quite line up. If I try and make it line up, maybe it's from like the top of the tower. There's like various places it could be from. Okay. So some of these are going to be tricky to figure out, I think. Even though I've seen them before. Alright, I think next time we shall go explore this keep. The corner's a bit damaged. A little bit. Yeah, why not? We're just like going clockwise around the island. And then we'll come in through the town at the end. I think that makes sense. That does like nicely work, I think. Well, yeah, we also... Ooh, we missed a thing in the desert, didn't we? We didn't do the vault door on the beach. We could go do that now. Let's go do that now. Why not? Let's go finish that off. Like, it certainly is interesting to think about, you know, the differences between different philosophies and why they exist, but I don't know if I got a lot from that quote. It just felt like fuzzy and non-specific, not concrete. Where is the way down, actually? I didn't realize the beach went all the way down to the water here. Stairs? Where are you? Here? Here? Oh, yeah, here. And the vault's right there, okay. I thought I had to walk along the beach to get to the vault. Oh, I have to walk along the beach to get to another thing, I think. And there might be a triangle puzzle down here somewhere. Somewhere. Yeah, there you are. One edge. Done. Of course, I just rambled a lot about like consciousness and stuff, because that's just the topic that I tend to think about a lot. But like, that's not really what the quote was talking about. It wasn't a, oh, holy moly, this looks complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holy moly. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could put you with that. Okay, that feels good. In which case, end like that, and then just try and keep these all together. I could probably do that, right? Messed up already. So that's interesting. If I want to do that, I want to wait out of there. Okay, so you and you do this, but then they're going to be on different sides. So instead, let's just go this way. Grab you. Oh, that is interesting. They're together now. Okay, good. Keep them together. Keep them together. And I've left that behind, which is not good. Can I fix this? Tricky. Tricky. Can I get all this? Oh no, I don't want to go there as well. Ooh. So I want to end like this, but I also want you to be included with the T-shaped thing. How would that work? How would that work? I don't know if it would it? Yeah, I do want that to go like that. Although, another way it could happen is do this. No. Yeah, I do want to end with this, I'm pretty sure. I was thinking I could end with like that. But no, then that would be, again, not in the right place. So that implies something. It implies that that and that need to be on the outside of this line. But then that means other things that are bad. I mean, why can't I end like... Oh, because I end up missing dots. I was thinking like, do this. But no. Yes, I have to end the way I've described, I think. And that's difficult because then those two blue shapes will be in different areas. And there. Ooh, complicated. Very complicated. Like, I just can't see a way if I end like this for all of the other things to end up in the same area as each other. I don't care about the shape of the arrow. I want them all to cancel out. How could I come up that direction? I can't. Unless, no, I could, because I could end like this, right? Go along here like that, and then down like that. Okay, can I aim for that somehow? Possibly. Uh-oh, what was it? Immediately lost that. But I also need a way out of there, so... This... That's not going to be in the right place. Okay, they're together. So I want it to end like this, right? How's that going to happen if I... Oh. Oh, close. Oh, yeah. I think I've got it. I think I've got it. Get those. Ah. Well, no, but they're not in the same area as each other. No! Wait, this is not going well at all. They'd have to be the same area as that, which is not going to happen unless I need to go and get those immediately. But not that. No, don't get them. But they're against the edge, so I have to collect them in some way. Where does this lead? Anywhere good? Oh, what if I go like along the bottom? What was it doing? I was grabbing that on that side. So go along the bottom. Like it inverts which side these shapes are going to be on. Is my current thinking. Okay, they're together. But I can't do this thing, because that's going to be on that side of the shape. I can do this thing. Can I do that while getting all the other things? I don't think so. I guess I can collect you now, but I can't. Ah. Ah. And yeah, you're too far away. Like, they're both too far away from the blues to be anything other than a complete cancellation. So I do really need to... I love how I've, like, come across, like, one of the hardest puzzles in the game to end this session with. Almost certainly that's ending like that, right? Unless there's another way it can go. I don't think there is. Other than that one. If it's like that, then I have to come through this space at some point. Like, I wish I could point, but like along like that. Therefore, that's in the wrong area? What makes that the wrong area exactly? The fact that it can't be in the same area as the top left blue square. I think. Is that true? Yes, that is true. So that doesn't work. This way, well, no, the other way, might possibly be able to work if I can somehow include. So, okay, so imagine we do instead this. Oh, not that though. This. But then the blues are going to end up in different regions again. Except if I do this. And go even further over. Blues in the same region. Okay. This is promising, I think. So something that ends like that. Can I visualize the way that could work? So everything's going on the like right-hand side of the line. Right-hand side of the line. So go along the bottom. Yeah, I think I see a way this could work. Can I keep that in my head? Along there, grab that. So start here. I want to get here and have those bits free. Oh, I've forgotten it immediately. Have those bits free. It was here, right? I was doing this. I know I haven't quite got it yet, but I'm getting somewhere. Okay, it wasn't quite like that. It's like this? No. Maybe I didn't want to bring this all the way over. Let's go down. So like this. Like that and down and get those two as well. Okay, I've almost got it. Almost got it. Get those two. Get that, get that. Whew, that is a tough one. That is a tough one. And we've got another one of these, which we open from this side. Is there a audio log here or something? Am I misremembering? Okay, let's write this down. I don't know which side I'm supposed to view it from, but whatever. Round the hexagon. Down, down, and. Okay. I vaguely remember there being something here. Or part of me is thinking, am I remembering somebody on the internet obsessing over something in this space that turned out not to be a thing? I don't remember exactly. So that's interesting. So this is like holding that thing up, and I can see another one there. Is that interesting? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. I think that's all there is there. Okay. Whew. Next time. We're going to head to the keep, which we cannot see from here. We can see from here. That's the top of it. Awesome. See you then for that. Goodbye.